Got a flaming hot Ford Focus here. This thing's overheating. The fan is not coming on. Let's see if we can get in here and figure it out. Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. Got a 2012 Ford Focus with an overheating problem. The owner says that the cooling fan does not seem to be coming on. He said he's had it boil over, especially when idling in traffic. And let's see if we can figure out what's going on or why that fan is not kicking on or if the fan is bad. We'll just start with the fan and work our way backwards. But first I'm going to plug in the Innova 5610, see if we have any active DTCs that will point us in the right direction. Our OBD port is right here. Okay, unable to bleed up fuel tank vacuum. Well, that's a separate issue. Looks like quite a few of these monitors are incomplete, so it's quite possible that the owner tried to disconnect the battery or reset this on their own. You can see we do have an active check engine light, but that's for the P1450. Now I'm going to go in here, hit the menu button, and instead of OBD2, I'm going to go down and do an all module scan and see what we come up with. It's asking me to confirm that we have a 2013 Ford Focus 2.0. 2013, I thought this was a 2012, but let's hit yes. Okay, so we've got 4 DTCs in the PCM, 4 in the ABS, and 3 in the RCM. Let's go back up to the PCM and hit enter. Here we go, fan control circuit, or fan 1 control circuit, P0480-00. And also the unable to bleed up fuel tank vacuum, engine sound control circuit performance, lost communication with active grill air shutter. Let's go back here. So our fan control circuit, that's what we want to take a look at. So let's put this away for right now and see if we can diagnose why that fan is not coming on. I'm going to turn on the air conditioning at full speed. So right now the fan is on and working. Let's turn off the air conditioning and see if that stays on, because it is pretty warm. Okay, that's still on. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, well that's not what I expected. I did not think that our fan was going to come on. So it sounds like we've got an intermittent issue. All right, now because this is an intermittent issue, this is going to be kind of harder for me to diagnose, because again, that fan is coming on when I turn on the AC. Even when I turned off the AC, it was still on. All right, now after scanning this, I decided to jump on the computer and look through some of the forums for this particular vehicle. This is a 2013, not a 2012 like I thought, but that error code that we got for the P0480 fan 1 control circuit, I've found several people that are saying that they got that exact same code, and what their problem was their fan control module. Now because this is an intermittent problem and I really don't have a way to test that module other than just rule out everything else. Now our fan is coming on, so you can kind of rule that out, although some people on the forums have said that the fan can be on its way out or going bad. It sounds like you can't even order the module on its own. The module itself comes with the new fan. The whole assembly is about $400 or $500. So I don't want to order that until we can maybe rule that out. Now the other thing that I found when searching the forums that can cause an intermittent fan issue is the MIDI fuse on the fan motor, which is underneath kind of on the front side of the battery. So let's take a look at that and verify that that is good. That is basically controlling the power side of our fan. Now what happens sometimes is that mega fuse or MIDI fuse will crack, and it will still work or still provide continuity under certain conditions, but if it heats up or flexes, that can break that signal and prevent that from working right. So that would be consistent with what we're seeing. This owner is saying that sometimes the fan will not come on and he'll overheat when sitting in traffic, or of course when it gets hot, that might flex a little bit and open that crack. So we'll take a look at that as well. Now the fan came on for us, even though that was just for a few moments. We know that the fan motor works. What you can do if your fan does not come on is disconnect this connector right here from the fan control module and just supply power, 12 volt power, to the fan to see if it turns on. Now if you can't turn the fan on by hot wiring it, then your fan is bad and you're going to order that new fan, and it's going to come with a new fan control module. If your fan is not coming on at all, you're also going to want to take a look at your fuses. And so if your fan does work and you're able to hot wire the fan, go ahead and take a look at your fuse number 32 here in the fuse panel. It's this one right here. Let's just take this off to take a look at it and verify, and ours looks good. But if your fan is not coming on, you're going to want to double check that fuse. There might be something that's caused that fuse to blow or fuse to pop, and that would also prevent your fan from coming on. Now this is our fan control relay right here, and occasionally a relay will stick or fail internally. You can put your finger on that and see if that's clicking when the fan should be coming on. Like when you have somebody turn on the air conditioning, you should be able to put your finger on that and feel that fan relay clicking. In our case, since the fan comes on, we know that our relay is working. If you're also unsure, you can also swap it out with one of these other relays here. Those are the exact same part number, so that's another way to narrow that down. Now, in order to get to the mega fuses on this side of the battery, we also need to take out this air box. So we're gonna disconnect the mass airflow sensor and remove this air box along with that intake tube so that we can take off this battery cover, disconnect the battery, and take a look at that mega fuse and see if that looks okay. Now, first thing, I'm gonna pull off this battery cover, which is just a plastic cover. And I'm going to disconnect the battery. I just don't want the chance of hitting anything or damaging anything. So we're going to disconnect both the negative and the positive terminals. Just be careful not to hit any other metal pieces while you're doing this. That plastic just kind of comes off as well. Just kind of playing it extra safe here. I just don't want the chance of anything shorting out here. So we've got both cables disconnected. Now we can take out this air box. First, I'm going to disconnect the mass airflow sensor. Looks like somebody's broken this before because it's taped up, but we got it. And right here, just pull this little rubber flap up and out of the way. And we just need to pull this rubber piece off. Now you can disconnect this tube from either side. Just be careful to not damage this. Just loosen that clamp with a big flathead screwdriver. See if we can take this off. Okay, and then just pull the box out. And we'll set that out of the way. Okay, so right here on the side of our battery is where we have the mega fuses. They're underneath here, but I'm gonna pull this cable off. Looks like we have just a few snaps. This one right here is already pulled out. This tool right here comes in handy for clips like this. See if we can get underneath there and pry it out. And there's another one right here. There we go. Again, making sure that that cable doesn't touch the positive terminal. And this is just a plastic cover. We can use that same tool and just pry up underneath here. There we go. Now this has a little zip tie around the bottom, but that's okay. I'm just gonna lay this down so you can see it's open. And then this is our mega fuse block. The second to last one, I guess it's number 8. I can't see any cracks in here, but it's very possible that this little blade is cracked. What happens sometimes is this will heat up as the engine heats up, and that can cause that to expand and contract. Again, make sure that your battery's disconnected here, but this is a 8mm. And use a little magnet for the washer to make sure I don't drop that. We'll take off the top part. And we'll just carefully pull this one off. There we go. This looks to be okay. It doesn't seem to be broken here in the middle. And just a quick continuity check here with the multimeter is showing that we do have continuity. And so this fuse is good. I'm going to put this back in. Okay, those are all nice and snug. All right, now we can cover this up like we were never even in here. All right, well, it looks like our MIDI fuse is good. Everything's checking out here okay. Now I'm going to talk to the owner and see if he wants to go ahead and order that fan control module, and we'll bring this back for another day. So to be continued. All right, we're back with the Ford Focus, and we've got a new fan control module. The owner decided to go ahead and purchase the entire new fan assembly with the module from Ford. So I've taken this module off of the new fan assembly. It's much easier just to change out the module than the entire fan assembly. So that's what we're gonna try first. It's still possible that our fan motor is on its way out or going bad, but he's asked me just to do this first. Now here's our module right down here. You can see it's got a zip tie on it, so this has probably been changed once before. Let's go ahead and just change this one out. There's just the 2 connectors. Now I'm gonna disconnect the battery just to be safe and make sure that we don't short out our new module or anything like that. All right, so just gonna disconnect the fan side first. Just push that little clip and slide the connector off. All right, now I'm gonna try to do this without taking out the air box, just peeling back this little rubber cover. So it's right over here. Just squeeze that end in, slide that off. All right, I got that connector off. That was really easy. And now we're gonna cut this zip tie right here. Yeah, they don't come with a zip tie from the factory, so I mean, chances are this has been changed once before. Now, I thought for sure maybe this tab was broken, but it's not. So just push down on the tab at the bottom, and this kind of rotates out of these little clips right here. There we go. There's the old one. And you can see we've got the exact same part number, 137328684. Same part number right here. Easy as that. Let's just bring this one down, line this one up, and then it should just snap in place like so. Now it's snapped in nicely. I don't know why the zip tie was on there. You know, it seems like it's secure in there. I just wonder if somebody put that on just for good measure after changing this once before. But let's go ahead and hook it up. Push the connector on the fan side until you hear a little click like that. And same with the other one here. And we heard a click there too. All right, just put our little rubber flap down and then we can reconnect the battery. And then we'll put our battery cover back on. Well, there we are with the new module installed. Let's go start it up, and then we're gonna let it warm up a little bit, and we're gonna hook up the scan tool and see if that fan circuit error code goes away, and see if that fan comes on. All right, so after doing the all module scan, we now only have one DTC where we had 4 previously. And let's take a look here. We don't have the fan control circuit code anymore, which is great. Well, we're gonna let this warm up a bit until it gets warm enough to where we know that that fan should be on. Right now, we are at 178 degrees Fahrenheit. As soon as I get to around 200 degrees, I'm gonna jump out and take a look and see if that fan is coming on. All right, you can see we're at 201. Let's go see if our cooling fan is on. Not yet. Sometimes they take a little longer. Okay, it kicked on. Now that didn't kick on at 200 like I expected. I actually kept watching this and it went all the way up to 220 and then it came on, and now it's already back down to 216. Let's go for a quick test drive. Oh, I can hear the fan is on. So our fan is on. It's down to 212 now. I didn't know if I'd be able to hear the fan, but I could hear it come on. All right, we're at 214 after a test drive. And the fan is on, it's working right now. We're sitting right now at 212, just idling in the driveway, just to verify that everything was working properly. The temperature on the dash is right around the middle. Real happy with this. I'm happy that we got this figured out. I'm sure the owner will be very happy as well. He was really getting tired of overheating and traffic and whatnot. So I'm not sure at what temperature it kicks on exactly and what temperature that it turns off. Turned out to be just that fan control module. Sounds like that is a pretty common problem, and unfortunately Ford only sells that as the entire fan assembly. But I think the owner did the right thing by buying the whole thing, and then he's got the fan. He can hold on to that. If the fan ever goes bad, he'll just hang on to that as a spare. But that was really the only way to get the brand new control module for us. Now, I know some people have had luck with the aftermarket versions of that fan control module. This owner decided he did not want to risk that, so he went ahead and bought the OEM Ford. Well, it's actually a Bosch control module made in France, but it was the exact same part number as the one that was in the vehicle, and looks like it worked out just fine for us. We're gonna call this one fixed. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up this exact same scan tool that I use, along with some of the other parts and tools used in the video as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.